Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental energy reading for air in the area of relationships, love, romance, all that fun jazz for the month of August of 2025. So, air covers the zodiac signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So if you are Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or have air high up in your charts, then this is going to be for you. If you've never had your charts done, there is a link to a natal chart by Llewellyn. It's a really interesting tool to give you some ideas about what the stars actually are doing, because it's the 12 houses with all little signs and symbols. And then it breaks it down in 10 to 20 pages as to what all that means, which is super helpful. And there's a section in there that tells you what your elemental alignment is, giving you the ideas of where does it fit and what does it mean to have those elements more dominant or missing in your chart. So it's kind of an interesting thing to look at. Other than that, we'll get started. I like to look at which chakra lights up for each of the elements, and then we look at some energy with the tarot, and we'll do the air singles first and then those in a relationship. So for our air singles, we are in number 11. I believe this is going to be your sacral chakra, and the card is called Explore. We'll see what intuitive guidance comes in, and then we'll read from the book. So with Explore, I'm getting this energy for our air singles that maybe it's time to go out there and mingle a little bit. Time to go out there and stretch your wings. Doesn't mean, do things that are, go against your morals and ethics and things like that. But go out there and try something different. If you're single and you're kind of wanting to build a different friend group, or maybe look for someone in a different location versus, going clubbing or whatever it is that you want to do, maybe try going to an art museum during one of their open nights, or do something along the lines of maybe there's one of the towns I've lived in, they did a painting and wine night where you'd go and you'd pay so much money. It's like 25 or 30 bucks, and they had the paints and the canvases and the different wine selection, and you just kind of visit, and they have a still that you can paint, which is usually fruit or something along those lines, or you can free form it, whatever. But it was a social activity to kind of get you out of the house, and it was not age restricted outside of 21 minimum, because drinking. But it was kind of interesting because I went one time, and I had other things I was doing, so it was like that's the night I had free. And it was kind of fun because you see these different areas of people, everything from like the 21-year-old who's all nervous and scared sitting in the corner to the 80-year-old who's just like, I don't really care, I'm painting. And they just had fun. It was a relaxing evening. So something like that is a good energy to check out and explore with. So your the card's deity is Varuna, and this is the second chakra, your sacral chakra. The Lord of rivers, lakes, oceans, and emotions bestows the wisdom to navigate through the unknown depths of watery concerns. So this is really about exploring both outside and inside for our water singles. It's really a call to some action, but not action that's uncomfortable is what I'm hearing. Sensuality, flirtation, emotional and or physical attraction, the desire for intimacy, discerning sexual boundaries, awakening the desire for an intuitive channel, and being tossed about on the sea of love, lust, and desire. So, sorry, air singles, you are really in this energy of something is shifting for you. If you've been kind of on the fence, or you just like, relationships, too much work, I've got other things to do, that's fine. And if you want to stay single, that energy's cool too. They're not saying that's wrong. But I'm getting this energy that right now you're kind of in this ready to mingle vibe where you just want to try something a little bit different. You want to go try something new, whether that's going on a date, whether that is instead of this typical dinner and movie, maybe it's going for a hike, going to that park and playing with the dogs, or That's interesting. Going to the animal shelter and taking, doing the walking with the dogs there. Depending on where you're at, a lot of animal shelters I've been around, they'll do 1 to 2 days a week where you can go and walk with the dog, gets the dog exercise, gets you out of your house. It also helps get the animals adopted a little bit better. So it could be something along those lines. But the energy I'm getting for air singles is, if you're not going to go out and be social, you can't really say, well, I'm alone. And whose fault is that? And that's not to be rude. It's just, if the energy that's coming up for you right now is you're in a prime opportunity to meet new people, whether that's making a different friend, making a new friend group, or finding that special someone, the energy is there. But the call to action for you is, it's time for you to go exploring, not for them to go hunting you. And it's not so much hunting, you're just checking things out. That's what exploration's about, is learning something new. And you might actually learn some stuff about yourself in the process. So your energy from the tarot is number 20. And this is in the Major Arcana, so these are big life lessons. And this is Renewal with Archangel Jeremiel. Review and evaluate. A favorable assessment of facts. Time to move in a new direction. Definitely saying it's time to do something. And notice on the image, there's a partnership going on, being blessed by the angel, possibly being initiated by the angels as well. So you've got this energy that there's something coming for you. And if you're willing, or this is your goal, air singles, this is the time where you can actually step into this new energy, step into this higher frequency of relationships, of love, of devotion, if that's what you're going for. Or if it's a new friend group, meeting that new person that you get to go road tripping with. I'm sorry, my friends, and one of my friends and I love to go road tripping. Turn on the music, you get out the red vines, it's totally unhealthy, but we don't care. And singing to the top of our lungs to nobody, and just having fun driving somewhere. The destination is really not the important part, it's the trip. And that's the energy of renewal that's coming up for the air family, or the air singles. This is your time to find out something new about yourself, also opening the door for a possible relationship, or just opening the door for something new to occur. You're in that vibe right now. Your second card, man, you're really Major Arcana today. Number 3, the Empress with Archangel Gabriel. Lavish abundance, birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. Air, you work a lot. Air singles, I can already say that because air loves to intellectualize things. They're really hard workers, that's what they do. And part of what this is saying is, yeah, you can go and work and do all the things, but what are you missing out on? And that's not like a fear of missing out weird thing that they got talking about today. This is the concept of, are you actually working to avoid a relationship? The Empress is the divine feminine. This is the goddess energy. She's coming in to offer nurturing, to offer comfort. There's a great deal of success that comes along with her. So when you have these two types of energies stepping forward, you have renewal and the Empress, it's time for some new things to come in, maybe do some reevaluations. But with the Empress stepping up, it's also a time for new connections. It's a time for renewal of your life. Life can be great. You might be doing really well right now, Air, and there's a very strong likelihood for Air singles that's what's going on. But what they're saying is renewing and refreshing, because, yeah, the job can get a little mundane, get a little boring. Time to spark the magic. So, Air singles, definitely check out Meditate with your sacral chakra, which is the one that's just about this far, 2 finger widths below your navel, your belly button. Focus on that, bring forward that energy, and then go out and explore the world. See what's going on out there. And not just behind a screen. Like, these are fine, not a big deal. But go out and explore what else could be out there. So, let's hop over to our air couples. And this could be for an air, you could be the air sign, or your partner could be the air sign, or it could be a combination of that. And before we do that, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know your thoughts, feelings, and impressions. Also, if you see a different impression or get a different intuitive guidance from the cards, feel free to drop that in the comments if you're comfortable, because it's always interesting to hear what other people see with the cards, because we all interpret our own ways. So, with that, we'll get going into air couples. we are starting you guys out with, you are in a very high frequency chakra. I'm going to say this is probably the crown. We'll find out here in a second. But number 47 is the reality. This is a call to observe things as they are. Don't put on rose-colored glasses. Don't put on gray, dark glasses to like, oh, the problems are everywhere. No, don't do that. Look at the things from how they actually are. When you take out emotion, when you take out ego specifically, take that, set it off over there, it goes place with the blocks in the corner, leaving you alone. But when you really tap into the reality of situations, it's amazing how not dramatic they usually are. There's this energy of stability that I'm getting with this one, and I'm also hearing that your reality is actually a lot better than what someone else is thinking. There's somebody in your environment, I'm not sure who this is, I'm feeling kind of a coworker, who is jealous, first of all, of what you air couples have, and they're being a little sassy about it. And this is saying ignore their reality, because whatever they got going on is not great. You're in a better spot. So let's take a peek here at, yep, you're in your crown chakra, and the card is Saraswati. She is a goddess of wisdom. She's dressed in the color of purity and plays a celestial music on the veena while riding a swan. There's a swan in this picture? Oh, there is. That's the swan. She is linked with loyalty and liberation. She is the monarch of music, creative arts, writing, true knowledge, symbolized by the scroll that she is carrying. Where's the scroll at? Seriously, where's her scroll? Oh, her scroll is in this little hand right here. You almost can't see it. Students are known to pray to her to help master their studies and sharpen their intellect. And there's this energy of music that came up with that I felt was important to re-emphasize, because the music between your souls, the song that your souls are singing together, is beautiful. And that's what she's wanting to remind you of, is it doesn't have to be loud and chaotic in life. That's that reality of finding your balance again, resetting, connect with your partner. Keywords are, oh, this is perfect for air: knowledge, wisdom, having a good memory, knowing truth, mastering the self, balancing positive and negative, arriving at one's destination, which are all air attributes. So air, you're in the perfect environment right now. You're in that crown chakra energy, which is the top one right up here. And that's also your connection to the divine. So when this is coming forward, it's saying you're connected up, which allows you to connect to your partner. And when you're connected with your partner, they're showing me this image of you and your partner sitting next to each other, eye to eye, but your energy centers have all lined up. Your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root and your crown, because they're the top and the bottom. They're already in sync. So you're in this beautiful bubble is what I'm seeing, and that's the reality. That's not someone else getting to tell you what to do. That's not someone else getting to dictate where your life is. Air couples, they're saying that could be an exercise you could do with each other too. Well, that was a little inappropriate. My guide was like, and make sure to tell them they can't have clothes on. It's better if they do this without clothes. So there you go. But sitting there in that connected state where you're observing, you're not doing anything at all as far as amorous play. You're observing. You're being in the moment with your partner. You're watching how they smile, the giggle, because you sit for very long staring into someone else's eyes. Giggling is kind of what happens, and I don't know why that is. It's the thing. But joy is a way of expressing the soul. And so you're in this higher frequency chakra, you're in the crown. You're working with this reality, and you're working with the energy of mastery, of knowledge, of wisdom. Air, this is your realm. This is what you do. But what they're asking you right now is, what's your wisdom of your partner? What's your knowledge of your partner? Not, oh, they like cinnamon rolls for breakfast, or they like it when I do that one thing in the bedroom. Not that. What is your knowledge of your partner? What makes their soul sing? What lights their eyes up? Not you. This isn't about, your connection to God, Source Divine, is important. But what it's saying is, we're here, connected God, Source Divine. What about your partner? Where's your knowledge base at that? And I don't care if you're male or female. What's your knowledge base of your partner? And that's what they're wanting to bring forward, because the reality of that is going to strengthen the bond between you. Because if you're both focusing on what the other person's doing, on what the other person's likes, needs, desires, it triggers something different within the two of you, and you become a giving circle where you both are giving to each other. And that resets how the dynamic works, resets the balance. Because when you're doing that, you're not focused on selfish needs, which are important. You need to take care of yourself too. But when you're focusing on the other person in a relationship, it flips a different switch. And when you start to get that current going between the two of you, especially when you're lined up with your chakras and everything, it triggers an awakening. Over time, may happen immediately, who knows, depending on where you're at spiritually, but it triggers this growth, and it's like, we're bonded in a lot deeper sense. And I feel with this card, they're saying, search out the bond, but it's not something that you do just from within. This is a bond you're reaching out and you're connecting, because you're couples, so that's what you're looking at. Your first tarot is a major arcana as well, and it is number 5, the Unity card with Archangel Sandalphon, traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organization, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. So this is really a reminder that your unity, your bond with each other is so valuable. And in a lot of the decks, this would be the Hierophant, which is also known as a high priest in a lot of decks. So this is saying that you've moved beyond just the everyday. You understand God's source divine, and this is where you start to teach. This is where you start to step outside of where your bubble was. And the unity that I'm feeling with this one is your bond with each other reflects in those around you. And they're saying that this is also a time for you to make some outside connections, where if you're already in a spiritual community, great, whether it's a church, whether it's a coven, whatever. This is a good time to remind yourself of what those spiritual connections mean. Like, you guys are connected with each other, which is great, very, very intensely. But having that ability to see outside and be like, okay, well, we're connected, and look, we're surrounded by other people who are in that same vein. We're all seeking growing, and we're growing within our relationships, but we're also growing within our community, which is that whole as above, so below concept with alchemy. What you're doing in the microcosm between you and your partner, air couples, is reflecting in the world around you, building that unity, building that strength. That's a powerful thing that you've got going on, and it's very beautiful for the two of you, but it's also reflecting out into the world around you as well. Your second card is the Six of Earth, gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan, paying off debts. We're not worried about that part. The part that's coming forward is the gifts of time, of effort. It doesn't matter what it is. Your husband mows the lawn, tell him thank you. She does the dishes, say thank you. But be grateful about it. Show it from your heart. Whether that is, we'll hold that up a little more. Whether that is from being like, I really appreciated fill in the blank. It doesn't. Don't worry about what their response is. You're giving. You're sending out that energy. You're becoming more aware, wisdom and knowledge, of what your partner's needs, wants, and desires are, and you're passing that on as gratitude. When we start to look outside of ourselves, in the vibe that I'm getting with this, it connects you. Because when you're just looking inside, it's all about you, which is fine in some cases, but you're in a relationship, so when you look, you need to be looking inside the other person, because by doing so, they're going to start looking inside, and it builds that cycle. And that's where the growth occurs. There's a lot of ways, even in modern spiritual practices, even if you're not in a romantic relationship, looking and observing and connecting in that way starts to build that energy flow. And that's what they're saying is your reality, you're shifting everyone's reality. It's not just yours, but by your actions, it's reflecting. It's rippling out from the center. Air couples, the energy that you're getting for August is beautiful. It is a connection with each other. It's an affirmation of the connection with each other. It's also this affirmation of, as you so grow, so do those around you. So this energy is very beautiful with you. So with that, we'll wrap this reading up before it takes me off on another tangent. Singles, explore your world. See what's out there. See what's something different. Try a different restaurant. Try a different theater, a venue, whatever. Do something different this month. Something outside of your normal routine. Air couples, connect with each other. Take that energy to a deeper level. Connect, not just physical intimacy, but connect in a spiritual way. Line up the chakras. Gaze into each other's eyes. Really get open with each other and allow that to understanding of what the other person wants, needs, and expects to start to understand. Doesn't mean you have to do all of that. Trust me, that's just some of those things just don't happen. But it allows you to connect and be like, I have knowledge now. I understand this person better. That's a gift, and that's a very important gift in a relationship. So I will let you guys go. Have a great and exciting month of August, and I will see you in the next video.